Hi there everybody, it's Dracula's daughter being dragged through the hedge backwards, as you can see. Still here to ruin your YouTube viewing as per usual. Hope you're all okay and coping with this staying indoors and self-isolation and all this stuff. It is difficult, and especially if you have mental health issues, and it doesn't help at all because and I was saying this to somebody today, so she's a bit of a recluse like I am, and I was saying to her today that because I've been told to stay in, now I want to go out all the time, but I don't usually go out anyway, so the only time I do go is to go take Zena out and go shopping, and that's it, and maybe go and visit some friends now and again, which is very, very rarely I do that. But now, because I can't do it, I'm not allowed to do it, I want to do it. So so I'm finding it a little bit difficult at the moment. So, but anyway, so hope you're all okay. I went out and bought some more paint today, and another tin of paint for the lounge. So I've got 2 tins ready for the lounge now. I need about 4 or 5. Because the way things are going for the hallways, and you need to buy another tin of paint for the hallway because there's patches, even though I've done it 3 times over the walls, and you need to do it again. So, and people are going, oh, it's because you bought cheap paint. I reckon if I bought really expensive paint, it would have been the same as well. So, but anyway, so excuse me feeling a bit out of breath, but my allergies have been playing up lately because of the well, because it's spring, isn't it? So, and of course and it's been really quite still, so look at my hair. My hair looks okay, doesn't it? So it looks very purpley, doesn't it, at the moment? So I'm thinking about going black, blue-black, so hair colour. Right, so there's so many things I want to talk about, really. I think I'll have to make about 2 or 3 videos. People are still complaining about having to queue up. Oh, my arms are so dry. About having to queue up. Well, that's awful. But having to queue up to go into places like Asda's and Wilkinson's and Wilco's and whatever like that. But it's one of those things that we have to do at the moment. So, and I reckon we still have to, that's going to be our new norm for at least another couple of months anyway. So we'll just have to grin and bear it, won't we? I'd rather queue up than be ill, let's say. So, but anyway, so like I said, there's so many things I want to talk about. First thing, I did my nails last night. Look at them. The false nails, which I got from Poundland, and I stuck them on last night, and they're lovely. The beautiful colour, pinky colour, and they're lovely. They do look a bit darker than the way they look on there. So they're beautiful nails, lovely little shape of them, they're shiny, which are nice. And I've got my other nails, which I like as well. Bought another set of them, which is that colour there, which you've seen me before wearing. So bought another lot of those, and bought them a couple of weeks ago. So well, if they're there when you go shopping, you just buy them, don't you? So and it was I was talking to my friend on the phone today about saying, oh, I don't know whether I should go and buy my paint or not, some more paint or not, because it's not classed as essential. But like he said just go for it. So the shop's open, they sell it, just buy it. So I did, and I'm sure people are going, oh, saw somebody walking through town with a tin of paint, blah blah blah, whatever like that. But hey, you know, if it's keeping me sane, it's keeping me sane. So there are so many things, like I said, I want to talk about what's been going on. The Women and Equality Minister at the moment. So there's a big hullabaloo, and see, I did read it right, read it the right way, but other people are just jumping on the bandwagon, saying, "Oh, they're trying to stop gender reassignment surgery for trans people under the age of 18," which I think, which they can't have anyway in England, in the UK. But some of the activists are going on saying, oh no, it's their bodies, their genitals, they can do whatever they want with them. Not under 18. No, you can't, because you just don't know what you want. Some people at the age of 18 don't know what they want to do. So actually having such a traumatic major surgery as that under the age of 18 is definitely a no-no. And what I read was that she said about one of the things they talked about was about just musings basically about the LGBTQ community, about keeping trans people safe and be who they want to be without repercussions and without any discrimination and whatever like that, but still have to protect the children from not having anything done that would permanently change their bodies permanently. And the only thing I can think of with that is having surgery, having blockers, which some do. I don't know enough to say, oh no, they're definitely using them. I don't know enough about them. So, but they do use blockers. That stops the younger teens from going through puberty until they're 18, and then they can make their mind up if they want to carry on from there, which is a good thing. You know, because as you're going through puberty, you know, the wrong gender or the wrong sex or whatever you want to call it is traumatic enough as it is. So if there's medication there to halt that until you are 18 and know what you want to do, then go for it. But you know, surgery definitely 18 for surgery. Any form of surgery, top or bottom surgery. And that's it, you know. So, but anyway, so there's that, and of course, me being me, mealy mouth, big mouth Bertha here, big mouth Betty, come out with, oh, I think it's just so wrong. And then, of course, the next comment I wrote was, oh, I'm just waiting for the backlash now because the vitriol and the hatred, because that's what I usually get for, you know, saying my piece or whatever. And there was no vitriol, there was no, because I pointed it out, I suppose. But one person did turn around and say, oh, you know, keep your opinions and your bias to yourself if you think that. And I'm thinking, hold on, I'm not biased. Definitely not biased at all. Why am I biased about letting somebody under the age of 18 having major surgery? There's no bias on it. And keep my opinions to myself. And I'm there going, okay, it is my opinion, and I just shared it, and that's it. So, but anyway, so I don't know. I'm not many people's cup of tea. So, but am I bothered? Do I look bothered? No. But Simba, just shut up, will you? Because I will smack your bum. Honestly, you're getting so annoying. He's just getting such a pain in the backside. Look at him. See, look. Yeah, he's getting such a pain in the backside. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Are you naughty? Are you being naughty? Are you being naughty? Are you? He is. He's being naughty. He said he's being naughty. Mummy kiss. Mummy kiss. Mummy kiss. Hey, no. Simba, mummy kiss. Mummy kiss. Come on, mummy kiss. No kisses for mummy. Thank you. Honestly, mummy has to beg. Well, get down there. Get down. Good boy. But honestly, it's just a pain in the backside. He just won't leave his sister. Simba, please. He won't leave his sister alone. Do you know, ever since the cat went, he's been getting more vocal, more and more vocal, and it's just horrendous. It really is. He's just, and I dread to see the neighbours, what they think about him, because he's non-stop whatsoever. But anyway, so talking about that is one thing, and the other thing they were saying was that because of all this pandemic going on, this government is going to take away all transgender, all trans equality, and if you're going to take that all away because that's their plan all along, blah blah blah, whatever. Now we're out of the EU, blah blah blah, and all that palaver. And I'm thinking, oh, for goodness sakes, give it a rest for 5 minutes. Simba, please leave it. Leave it. Thank you. It's plastic again, that boy, honestly. Now stop it. Now sit. Sit. No, come here. Sit. Sit here. Stay there. Stay. Come on. Stay. But anyway, so yes, so that was a bit of a, you know, just ridiculous, isn't it? So basically, most trans people just want to live their lives, and that's it, you know. So I'm not make any waves and whatever. But there are other trans people that have fought for our rights without being militant and without being a militant activists, and they've still got their point across. So but I feel at the moment that they're getting more and more militant at the moment. So, and I don't like that, because that will just set us back. If they're going to carry on being more militant, and it's like if a child at the age of 6 wants to transition and have surgery, then they should. And I'm thinking of, no, they should not. No, they should not. They should get all the help that's needed to help them traverse the that journey. But surgery, definitely not, because they're not old enough to know exactly what they want. I know I when I was young, I wanted to be a girl, and I always played like with doctors and nurses and all that crap, and I was like always played the girly parts and whatever. But in no moment in my mind did it cross. I said, I always wanted to be a girl. I wished I was a girl, and I used to dress up and whatever. But I knew nothing about having surgery and whatever like that, because I knew nothing about it. I'm talking about in the 70s as well, so it was hardly spoken about. So even though there were quite a few trans people around. Yes, so the genital thing didn't occur to me, so it was like I just assumed that every child had the same genitals until I was a little bit older, and then it was like, oh, get rid of it, I don't want it, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So, but I was older, much older, when I realised that. I was in my 20s actually, but wouldn't let anybody touch me down there. It was awful, it was horrible. Wouldn't let anybody touch me. But hey ho, just one of those things, isn't it? So, but yeah, so that was one of the things I wanted to touch on, all that. I think it's just all stuff and nonsense. I'm saying, it's their genitals, your body, your choice, kind of thing. But how can a child choose what they want for their body? And to tell the truth, people who think like that would most probably think that it's okay to have sex with a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old, underage sex, basically, a paedophile, basically, for want of a better word. And this is where everything just gets over the top. It's just so wrong. There you go. And another thing I wanted to touch on again, which I've done before, is guys. What I call tranny chasers. Guys that want to try out a tranny, either pre-op, non-op, or post-op. I've had a few getting in touch with me in the past. Well, I used to get more getting in touch with me before I had surgery, which shocked me, which really shocked me, because it shouldn't have really, because I used to hang around in the 80s, when I lived in London, early 80s, with trans women, and they used to get off with straight guys, and guys had families and whatever, and there were sex workers, basically. So so all these guys came along. You see them, 99.9% of them were married and had children or whatever, and so it shouldn't have surprised me as much as it did about guys wanting to try out trans girl. Still happening now, but not as much. I still get guys getting in touch with me, but of course now, because there's like a 2 meter yeah, it says 2 meters. Like, it's either 6 foot or 2 meters. Which one is it, please? Like, because 2 meters is 6'6", not just 6 feet. Okay, 6 feet is 1.8 meters, I think it is. So something like that. So, well, I'm 1.94 meters because I'm 6'4". So, but anyway, so 2 meters is 6'6", 6'7", because it's 3'3" is a meter. So, but anyway, so I still get guys trying to chat me up and whatever, but you know, so it's just ridiculous. And I'm saying, well, it's pointless chatting me up. It's pointless talking to me because we won't be able to meet up for coffee or anything like that. And the one particular guy that I do like, that I was seeing, then I stopped, and then I saw him again, then I stopped. Before the lockdown, he was carrying on about, oh, you know, I've changed my mind, blah, 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 and whatever like that. I do want someone to love, blah, 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 and whatever. And as soon as the lockdown happened, not heard a thing from him. So it goes to show, doesn't it? Goes to show. But anyway, so just ridiculous things we're just talking about now. But yes, so you see where we are at the moment as well is anybody who's who's transitioning to become whoever they were meant to be at birth. Might have a bit more of a weight now because of this lockdown and everything. So, and that's very worrying because the mental health does suffer, especially if you can't. It's one thing. Take for instance somebody that's about 35, 40 years old that I've hidden being trans all their lives. Oh, pardon me. Hidden it, totally hidden it. Then all of a sudden they've decided to come out to themselves first, which is a huge step anyway, to actually come to terms with who you are yourself. And that is the biggest step you'll ever, one of the biggest steps you'll ever take, and that's the first step of the journey. And then you come out to your friends, you come out to your family and friends, whatever, and then you have to go and see your GP and do all that. But now it's going to take even longer. And the wait is bad enough anyway to start on the hormones. It's this thing, so you have to do it. It has to be done now. It has to be done now. And it's a rush. It's the rush thing. Like you have to do it. And that's where we get selfish, because we want it done straight away because we have taken that step. And in order to take that step, you want everything to come all in one, like in one big package. But it's not like that, unfortunately. You know, I wish it was for a lot of us. But unfortunately, it's not. There's loads of steps, more steps that we have to take before, you know. And of course, one of the steps at the moment, well, up until before the lockdown, it was roughly about 2.5 year waiting list to for an appointment at a local clinic in Exeter. Might be longer now. Definitely longer now, I assume, because it'll be all on the phone and everything. So, and I doubt there'll be any new referrals at the moment either. I don't know. But I shall find out about that. But yes, so it is a huge thing. And the wait, that's the worst thing. That is the worst thing, because I'm lucky because in that I only had to wait 6 months before I had my first appointment, from seeing my GP to my first appointment. And then it was another 3 months after that to have an appointment to actually see a gender identity doctor without seeing the psychiatrist. After having see the actual doctor that can give out the prescription, telling your GP to get a prescription. So there's another 3 months for that, and then I had to wait another 3 months on top of that. So basically, from the time I saw my GP to getting my first patch, because I was on patches to begin with. It took 12 months. It took 12 months for me. I'm lucky. I'm lucky because it took 6 months going to the clinic to before they were and all the blood tests and everything that I had to get blood tests every 3 months. I'm supposed to get blood tests every year, but I don't. I'm naughty, but I'm petrified of needles, so I don't do it. But anyway, so yes, so of course the steps now are even longer. There's a longer wait to even get to the clinic, to get an appointment at the clinic now. So there's an even longer wait. So, and that's where the worry lies, is the fact that all the waiting, the longer a person waits, the harder it is to wait. So the longer you have to, the harder it is, basically. And that's where more professionals need to be trained in order to deal with people like us. And there isn't enough. There isn't enough on the NHS, definitely not on the NHS. Privately, yes, there is. But if you go private and then go into the NHS, the wait for you is even longer, because they seem to think that, oh, because you went private, you can still afford to go private. There's a few people that I know that have gone private and tried to go to NHS because they couldn't afford it anymore, and the NHS had said, no, can't because you went private, blah blah blah, carry on with that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So they'll just have to start from the beginning again, which is not good, because that means that their treatment stops and has to be restarted again about 2 years down the line. So it's a huge thing to go through, and it's not much fun at all. Not much fun at all. But the end result is well worth it. The end result is well worth it, and this is what I'm trying to convey on here. Don't think you have to be militant. Don't think you have to be. You have to think like everybody else in the community, in the trans community. Don't think that you have to abide by the trans community's rules, i.e. you only sleep with other trans people, you only have relationships with other trans people, which a few of them have said to me that, why aren't I going out with another trans woman? Because that's not my cup of tea. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't like boobs. I love my own boobs, but I like men. Simple as. I like men, simple as. And hey, you know, so but then again at the moment, so I'm fine on my own. So but because I won't have any form of relationships with other trans women, they see me as a bit of a transphobic, as a transphobe. And they don't see me as a real trans person, as a real tranny, basically. I've been told that because I didn't live as a gay man, as a straight man, married with kids and all that palaver. So therefore, I'm not really trans, because I live the gay lifestyle, blah blah, and all that crap. And it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. But hey, you're not there, Zena. But hey, that's people on their opinions, isn't it? So I know my life. I live my life without hurting other people, without forcing my ideals or my thoughts onto them. If people ask me questions, I'll answer as well as I can. If they don't like me for being trans, well, that's their tough shit, isn't it? Oh, sorry, that's their lookout. I do apologise. That's their lookout, not mine. That's their problem, not mine. I'm not there to change anybody's mind about liking trans people. I'm there to live my life and to be part of society. Not to be apart from it. I want to be a part of it. So, and this is where the militant side of the LGBTQ plus community is wrong, because they are segregating themselves from society itself, and they're blinkered. I think they're blinkered. They don't see what's really happening out there, and they're just pushing their own ideals without knowing what society or the trans community at large, or the LGBTQ community at large think and whatever. So yes, Simba, mummy love you too. You're so good boy. Thank you. But I know, look at him. Isn't he gorgeous? Isn't he a gorgeous boy? Isn't he a gorgeous boy? You sure? This is the only man in my life. Yes, look at him. He's my baby boy. He's my baby boy. Ain't you? Yes. There you go. But anyway, so ooh, licky face. Thankfully, I haven't got any makeup on today. So that's another thing I'll be doing. Simba, stop it, please. That's another thing I'll be doing. As like I said, I did the nails last night. I've been wearing makeup as well, at least once a week. So just to titivate myself. I've gone overboard with foundation and everything, which I don't usually do. I usually just have primer and then powder on top. But the last couple of times I put makeup on, I've used the full foundation and everything, you know, some powder, and put my lashes on, and felt so much better. I had to last Friday. Was it last Friday? No, Monday it was. I had to go to Torquay to pick up my prescription, and I put on a bit of makeup on it, I think, just to make myself look and feel better. But the only problem was I used black eyeshadow to go around my eyes instead of eyeliner, and because it's in the waterline and everything, above the waterline and the below waterline and everything, and it, you know, so right in the roots of the eyelashes, so because I've got hooded eyes, and so it made the eyes pop out. Little did I know, every time I blinked, everything was just writing up onto my eyelids. So when I come home that night, I was taking the makeup off, and you just see like grey patches coming up my side of my eyes like that. I look like a zombie. But hey, these days it's a good look, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, but anyway, so yes, so do titivate yourself. Do slap on a bit of makeup. I don't know if any of you have seen that thing on Facebook and Twitter. Put the bins out in your ball gowns. That's going crazy, cray. So that's really good to see. I forgot I had this basically. Maybelline Excess Shimmer. Oh, I forgot I had it. There we go. But yes, so it is. Oh, that's nice. Actually. Lovely, super duper lemon people. Yes, so take a look at that, and it's basically putting your glad rags on and taking the bins out, basically. So, and you take a photo of yourself and post it on Twitter. A couple of famous people have got involved in everything. So it's all over the world now, and people are doing it all over the world, which is a really good thing. So it started in the UK. So put your bins out in your ball gowns. So have a look at that, and it's quite fun. A lot of people are doing it now. So my mate Gina got me onto it. She put the bins out in a gorgeous wedding dress, bless her. So, but anyway, so I've got to go. I'm witching on like an old fishwife as per. So be safe, be healthy, do things to occupy yourselves, even if it's just reading a book or doing a puzzle or something like that on your phone or whatever, or even watching a good documentary and whatever, get yourself thinking. And just sit on the sofa or sit on the bed and just do nothing. If that's what you want to do, don't force yourself to do anything. Don't force yourself to be anything. Don't force yourself to anything like that. So just go with the flow, and like I said, be safe, be happy, and I shall speak to you soon. Okay, bye bye.